Everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creek. Today we'll be reviewing the first of 4 videos for Implacable, the Tier 8 matchmaking British carrier. I don't actually have that many games in her, honestly, so this is still kind of new. I kind of just skipped her. Same with Illustrious. I tried lower tiers and I tried higher tiers, but I kind of ignored mid tiers, so this will be an adventure. Right off the bat, she's a very nice looking carrier. I do have to say that. So let's first check out to see what stats we have. We have 56,200 health, 25% torpedo damage resistance, which is actually not terrible. 114 millimeters of armor maximum, so that's what, 4.5 inches. Let's see how our armor looks. Alright, so we have some on the belt, and we do have an armored deck again. So maybe we should be seeing similar results to Illustrious, where we were not getting many damaging hits with our dive bombs. However, torpedoes are still able to do more than enough damage. But at least she is somewhat immune to dive bombers. Right, what else do we have? We have 8 secondary gun turrets arranged in the same layout as you will see on most British carriers. 2 on each quarter in the bow, and 2 on each quarter in the stern. Still would not recommend any kind of secondary brawl, but you know what, you do you. We have 50 anti-aircraft guns, full AA spec. She's at the same tier as Lexington's, and I know for a fact that Lexington's crack at least 200 DPS at middle range. So yeah, you're not the strongest AA carrier, but you're still going to be able to knock down some planes without a problem. Speed, 32 knots, so you're relatively fast as well. However, Lexington can go 33. Let's see what else. Shikaku is pretty nice as well. And then we have 80 aircraft, so a good number, I would think. All right, we have 2 groups. We have one that has 2 squadrons of fighters, 1 squadron of torpedo bombers, and 2 squadrons of dive bombers. So I think that was the final layout for Illustrious. And then we also have one that's 2 fighter squadrons, 2 torpedo bomber squadrons, and only 1 dive bomber squadron. So it's really what your preference is. Today we'll be going over the first layout with the 2, 6, or 2, 1, and 2, I should say. Alright, so aircraft. We have the same thing on this carrier as we had on Illustrious, and that is also going to be the same for Audacious and Malta. We can upgrade our fighters, so these are the base ones. So to start with, we can get more health, more speed, more kill efficiency for just a little bit loss of ammo. And that opens us up to faster no, torpedo speed is actually the same, but the aircraft are more healthier and the damage goes up. So those are good. And then the dive bombers, everything is pretty much the same except you get more speed, more health, more bomb damage. So these are also really good as well. We're going to look at these when we actually go over these aircraft. So we're just going to leave that for right now. I do think you can actually still increase your fighters though. Can you? Yes. Alright, so let's see here. Let's go back to this one and then see what we can do. So you can have higher kill efficiency and more health, but you lose speed. I would actually have to compare the fighter speed of the other tiers to see what is better in this case, because if 166 is going to be relatively decent, then I might as well go for these. Actually, hold on. Alright, so I just looked at the other speeds for all other tier 8 carriers. 177 is actually the fastest out of all of them, with the second highest, I think, on Shikaku with 171 knots. And the average is between like 160 to 170. So you could either go with these or these ones. There's not really that much difference, honestly. So I think I'm actually going to go with... I'm going to go with these ones because I think I'm going to be around my aircraft most of the time anyways. And they go 181 knots, actually, and 204 knots. Well, in that case, I actually want faster aircraft. Alright, so enough debating. Let's see what we can do with this layout. Alright, here it tells the game: 1 carrier, 2 battleships, 4 cruisers, and 1 destroyer. So I actually went back and took those fully upgraded fighters, the ones that were slower but had higher kill efficiency. I decided that since my strike aircraft are so much faster than my fighters, I might as well just have them by themselves and actually have my fighters do fighter things like intercept other aircraft. And so if they're going to do that, might as well have them be able to shoot down as many aircraft as possible. That being said, I can still use them as fighter bait if I need to, though it'll be interesting to see how the fighters act as fighter bait if they're lacking or falling behind the actual strike aircraft. But we could be wrong too. I could have just read the numbers wrong. So we'll figure it out. Alright, so we're off. Let's see what strong AA ships we have. Of course, we have a Massachusetts and a Neptune and Baltimore's, and actually pretty much everything here has strong AA. Except maybe Veneto. I'm not too scared about Veneto. Or Sverdlov, I should say. So we might have our work cut out for us. We do have 20 spare fighters though, 12 spare torpedo bombers, and 22 spare dive bombers. And torpedoes bombers, I have them for speed, not damage. And then dive bombers, I have them for fire chance, not damage either. So the setup I prefer. So let's see how we can do. So we have a Neptune on our side. I think we should be able to dive bomb her relatively easily. Potentially. Alright, let's bring out our torpedo bombers over here as well. Wait for our fighters to catch up. It does actually look like our strike aircraft are faster than our fighters, so that will actually pose us quite a bit of trouble. Though it looks like they're pretty equal right now. Alright, so let's see what kind of damage we can get with our dive bombs. That looks pretty decent. Well, kind of. 8 bomb hits, 2 modules destroyed, which are torpedo tubes, and a fire. I will take that. Alright, so let's see if we can finish her off with the torpedo bombers now. So we have our fast torpedoes, so we don't need that much lead. And that should be in the Neptune. Because even if you don't have that as much damage per torpedo, as long as they can hit, that's all you need. Alright, and let's start heading into A now that it's clear. How's our team doing? Oh, we're kind of winning. Alright, so I only have a squad 2 left. So let's bring back squad 1 while our strike aircraft are still recuperating. And see what else we have. Baltimore, Sverdlov, Veneto, Massachusetts over here. Okay, so their destroyer went down. That's good. And we can bring our dive bombers back out as well. See, that Baltimore is definitely going to go down. I kind of want to go after that Massachusetts. Ooh, how are those torpedoes looking? Very nice, actually. And bring our torpedo bombers back out. There's the carrier. We could actually go for the carrier. Let's see how, actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's see how our strike aircraft do against each other in the terms of carriers. Alright, so I'm going to actually use my fighters to intercept at this time, though I think I want to go after those torpedo bombers. Alright, so our dive bombers are more or less on site. Torpedo bombers can come over here. Alright, so let's see if our dive bombers can get any damage. That's a pretty decent drop, I would think. We were actually able to do 11,000 damage and get 2 fires. I'll take that. Right now our torpedo bombers are coming in. I could let the fires burn, honestly. But I think I should be able to finish her off with torpedo bombers if I get a good strike. We are losing some aircraft, that's fine. That should put her down. Almost. I mean, we're going to be in secondary range soon anyways. Alright, so let's bring our fighters back over here, because we don't really... Ooh, actually, nope, take that back. Def AA up. So we were bombed. Did not do anything, though. Which is fine with me. Alright, let's get our strike aircraft back up for the remaining battleships. Or the carrier, depending on if she survives. Maybe our secondaries can do something. This is the best chance they're ever going to get. Two can return. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're going to get a secondary kill for giggles. So we might as well see what we can do with our dive bombers. Easy dodge. And they do get set on fire. Alright, so our torpedo bombers are heading back out for that battleship. While we just mop up this carrier real quick as she starts blue lining. But that's fine. We're still going to get her. There we go. Alright, so it doesn't look like she's as impenetrable to dive bombers as Illustrious is. That just might be... Ooh, we have some aircraft coming in. Because of the ship itself, or the bombs. Perhaps these bombs have better armor penetration. Who knows? Regardless, she is not nearly invincible to dive bombers as we might have expected. Here comes our Torpedo Strike. As you can see, I'm much better with these torpedoes than the other ones. Even if they don't do as much damage, at least I can get consistent hits. And we can bring our dive bombers back out. However, I highly doubt that I'll need to use them. However, I'm going to see if I can get a few more dive bomber kills here. I kind of hope that Massachusetts goes down just so I can get a little bit more XP and kills and damage and all that. We have this game in the bag. Do I want it? Oh, yeah, she's going to go down. Oh, well. I got one more aircraft. Alright, so let's see how we did. That was actually a pretty decent first game. However, we didn't really have all that many strong AA targets. Yes, there's a Massachusetts and all like a Left Task and Baltimore's. But other than those, and we didn't even really deal with those all that much. Oh, there was the Neptune though too. And we didn't even look how we did. We had 111,000 damage, almost 112. We had 2 ships sunk, 13 torpedo hits, 24 bomb hits, 48 aircraft shot down, 4 fires, 2 floodings, 1 module destroyed, 1 capped base, and 1 secondary hit for 5,900 base XP. We did 14,000 damage in fires and floodings, absolutely nothing with our secondary battery. Torpedoes did 73,000 damage, and bombs did 24,000 damage. Against 3 targets, we didn't do that much in terms of the game, but we were able to take out the carrier and the Neptune relatively quickly. And then we are also get a good chunk of the netto at the end. So this layout is actually really, really powerful. See here. The extra torpedo bomber squadron has the possibility of being powerful. It's really, do you want fires or do you want more damage? So it's either like alpha damage or you do want damage over time. It's really up to you. So with that, I will wrap up today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And join me tomorrow while we go over the first layout, this time with the alternate bombers. So again, thank you and take care.